I have no business or no right to speak to my mom with that type of authority. So I told her, I go, this is my heart. This is how I feel. And the reason I was like this is because I was hurting. And so I opened up the gospel. And so the reason I brought this up is because I think the passion could it could interfere with the connection. So humble yourself. If you want to open up somebody else's heart or mind, sometimes we're trying to prove that we're right so much that we're proving that more than we're proving the will of God. And I was very shameful how I acted. And so I personally apologized, but I want to publicly apologize because the way I am is because of my mother. And it was because of her love and her commitment to who I am when it comes to Jesus. And that was a learning lesson that was very embarrassing, and I want to hang myself up to dry. So that way, if anybody's moving the way that I was moving, the quickest way out of that is humble yourself. And know that is your mother and or your father, and that you have to honor them first. That is in the commandments, unless they're wrong, right? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I have to add comedy because I'm just weird like that.
George, that was absolutely beautiful,
Yeah.
and you and I are very similar. I loved my mom. I loved my dad. They both have passed, but I had some arguments with them that I should not have had, and it showed an arrogance on my part that was inappropriate. And I had to ask both of them for forgiveness. All right, now the great African Christian, Augustine, in the 4th century, was asked, what are the most important Christian values? And he said, what are the 3 most important? And Augustine said the first one is humility, the second one is humility, and the third one is humility. Why? Because it's humility that allows us to connect and to come back together as persons. Pride drives us apart. Because when I'm proud, I'm competing with George. I want a prettier girlfriend. I want a bigger station. I want a bigger house. I want more money in a bank. I want a larger stock portfolio. It's all about not that I have to have this much. It's just that I got to have more than George does.
Yeah.
And it's that pride that separates us, that alienates us. And that's why I respect you for humbling yourself, because that allows for your mom and you to come back and reconnect. And that's exactly what Jesus taught and is exactly what he modeled.
My biggest fear was my father is a great man. He's one of the, honestly, if I'm a quarter of the man that my father is, I'd be the best father to ever exist. And I know that. And we know that. I could sit here for days and explain to you how unbelievable this man is. But me and him never really talked about Christ. He would always tell me to put God first. But we just never had that conversation.